up, everyone? Welcome to the fastest rising wrestling podcast on YouTube. Welcome to the Tucker Chin podcast. Today we are joined by two very special guests. First, I would like to welcome back Will. He's been gone for a while, and
indeed I have.
Yeah, and we miss him, and now he's back. So we appreciate you.
You missed me, or did you just need me back?
I missed you.
Oh, well, I missed you a lot too. It's been a long time, and that is my fault, and I apologise for that. But I'm back now, and if you lot would do me a big favour before we even start here, give us a like, give us a subscribe, because not only am I back, but trust me when I say this, we're all going to take over the podcast industry. And nevertheless, let's go into it.
And wait, one huge special guest we have here from Creative Pro Wrestling in Long Island, New York. We have Mr. Johnny Clash.
I thought you forgot about me. That was a long-ass intro.
Oh, I know. Don't worry about it. So, yeah. What is up, my friend? What is new? How is wrestling?
Wrestling?
Are you talking to me, or are you talking to the British guy?
You, Mr. Clash.
Oh. Same old. Waiting for you to make your return to the Cap Zone to see a match again, but
I'll be there.
That's fine.
I'll be there. Don't worry. Soon you'll see me.
Just playing my wrestling video games and talking about it, and that's really it. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. Video game. You play 2K20 or no?
I played it twice, and
it's a disaster.
Threw it at the wall.
It's a disaster. Huge disaster. Just garbage.
I gotta be honest. I have to be honest here. I saw it on my store on the Xbox. It was £15. It went from 15 to, it went from 58 to £15, and I thought, okay, it's a big discount. I might as well get it. Biggest waste of £15 I've ever spent in my damn life.
I think the story mode is actually kind of cool, but I got annoyed at how long the cutscenes were in between.
It's like the story mode had potential, but I was just too pissed off at the fact that the game is still broken.
Yep.
They never fixed it. Even around Christmas, when everyone started buying it, they were just like, you know what, we're just gonna leave it like this, and just let no one play it. But okay.
It's like they gave up halfway through making and be like, right, it's just wrestling fans. They won't notice the shit that's on it.
Yeah.
Bunch of imbeciles, but I can't even refund it as well. That's the thing that annoys me.
Yeah. So,
gotta get the physical copies.
Tell me about it. I made such a big mistake.
I stopped playing it. I literally forgot about that. I had 2K20 because that's how bad it is. I don't play it anymore. Okay. So let's get on to our first question. So, I guess this is for all of us, but we'll start with you, Clash. When did you become a wrestling fan?
What year were you born?
2002.
Okay, so way before that. I think 97-ish? 97, 98?
The Wars. Great.
Yeah, time. Peak Monday Night War.
Yeah. Will?
Well, see, being born in 2001, I'm not trying to make you feel old here, Clash, but...
So you were the invasion guy, okay.
I was close to the invasion, but I actually grew up more towards the Ruthless Aggression era. And so that's when I really, even though I grew up more towards the Ruthless Aggression era, I've said this before, my first ever match I watched, actually Roddy Piper versus Barry Horowitz. I just thought Roddy Piper was the coolest guy ever, and he's still my favorite wrestler to this day. And yeah, it's man, I've been a wrestling fan pretty much my entire life now. I've been a wrestling fan longer than I've been a football fan, which, yes, is soccer for you Yanks.
And no one watches that.
Wow. 1.3 billion people says otherwise, but I gotta be honest though, I have been a wrestling fan longer than I've been a football fan, and without wrestling, I don't know what I'd be doing right now.
I got into wrestling the night the Shield broke up, so 2014.
Oh my god, that makes us feel. I remember that.
That was the first thing I remember. I turned on Raw and I was like, oh shit, this guy with like the blonde hair like just attacked these two people. And I was like, oh, wrestling.
You're like, this blonde guy attacked some two guys in SWAT gear. Wonder what this could mean.
Yeah, it was depressing, that moment. Very depressing. But yeah, I love wrestling
Good way
now.
to start. It's a
Everything.
good way to start, though.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it's a good start.
You got a question, Will, for all of us?
I
and
do.
Johnny?
I actually do for Clash here.
Oh yeah, sure.
So, what actually, you've been a wrestling fan for a while, but what actually made you decide I want to become a professional wrestler?
I think it was WrestleMania 29 that was at MetLife Stadium, and did the whole travel package. So I was there for it was the beginning of NXT. So I got to see. It was all the people like I never knew or never saw before, and I was like, holy crap! Like, there's a whole nother world out here that like it's possible. It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
And like right after that, I went to House of Glory in Brooklyn.
Mm. I mean, yeah, like for me, I used to be a trainee wrestler as well, and I actually did get to the point where I was going to make my debut on a I had to pull out, and unfortunately my career's on hold right now because of personal stuff, but I do hope to be back in the ring soon. But yeah, it's like a completely different world once you actually start.
Were you training?
Yeah, I was training. I was training
Where?
completely. Progressive school, Progress Wrestling
cool.
School. So
Good choice.
training there. I generally recommend if anyone who's around in London, seriously, hit up Knuckle Knocks Wrestling School and they will take care of you like no other. But yeah, I was getting to the point where I was literally going to be I was almost a complete package, and unfortunately personal reasons stopped that. But yeah, like you said, Clash, it's a completely different world, but it's a world that I feel like you would want, if you really want it that much, you'd need to fall in love with it. And yeah, like, it is completely amazing once you're actually in there and you see these people doing ridiculous stuff. It is incredible.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
I agree.
What about you, Mike?
Well, we'll talk about the best things about what's the worst part of being a pro wrestler?
Worst
The worst part.
Yeah.
My neck.
Oh man, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know about you.
I mean, there's a big hustle. There's a really big hustle. You have to, like, if you want to go somewhere and make it big, you have to put in all the time in the world. And if you don't have all the time in the world, then that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
I
just
agree with
rant
that.
for a minute. For all these people that go to my school and that live around the world that says wrestling doesn't hurt and it's fake,
Oh god.
take it from me, he has a fucked up neck. So if you don't believe him now that he's saying it, you're an idiot.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong, to be fair to him. But yeah, I have to agree with Clash. The worst part is definitely like injuries or whatever happening to you. Like I busted my ankle ligaments because of wrestling, but I don't regret it. I
No.
definitely don't regret it.
It's putting everyone a smile on everyone's face in the crowd. That's what matters. Even if you're
Or not a smile.
or
Or would you just want them to boo the piss out of you?
yeah, heel life.
Oh mate, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, it was all about, when I was about to do something, I was about, okay, how am I going to get a reaction from the crowd here? I don't want to be like, and also for my purpose. So if I was a bad guy, I didn't want them to cheer me at all. I wanted to be the most despicable son of a bitch out there if I could.
Yeah.
Well, that's not nice. That's not nice at all. Think of the little Mike Ships in the crowd who just want to get pictures with Johnny after eating pizza.
Yeah. Yo,
Like, just
I
imagine
remember
that, like-
day. I was with my cousins. I was like, "Holy shit, it's Johnny Clash!" And I was like,
I walk out of the chiropractor in my work clothes, and there he is staring at me.
What, did he have the starstruck look on his face when he saw you eating a pizza?
I think so, yeah.
"Yeah." It's where it's at. Yeah, I love every wrestling event. I've never been disappointed with Creative Pro at all or anything like that. So yeah. What advice do you have to young people like me who want to be a wrestler? Just work hard.
Just keep pushing. No, even if there's like a bad practice or a good practice, you can't like just quit off that.
No. Not even after.
Because I've seen some people come in. They're so unathletic. They're terrible. You're like, oh god, this guy won't last more than a week, and then they become Bobby Orlando or Mike Anthony. You know?
Yeah, my man.
And there they are. Now he's my favorite wrestler. So.
But yeah, I agree with you completely there, Clash. Like, don't give up. Just, if you want to chase for it, chase your dreams, man. Like, I know it sounds cliche, but the reason it sounds cliche is because it's the thing that works the most, I guess, if you put it that sense. If you chase your dream, you don't know what the outcome's going to be, but you can at least say, hey, I've done what I've wanted to do. I've tried to do it. And if you can at least pull it out of the bag and somehow become, I don't know, like, you may be the most unathletic little shit in the world, but next thing you know, you're going to be main eventing the next show in about 3 weeks because of how well you've actually developed as a wrestler, and not only that as a wrestler, but that as a performer. Then, you know, that's a risk that I'm willing to take, or someone else should be willing to take if they really want to go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the first day I started training, I left. Like I said, I was at House of Glory. I left there because I couldn't get there enough. It was kind of far from me. So when Creative Pro opened, it's like 10 minutes from my house. So I went there. On my 1-year anniversary of training, I ended up main eventing in a street fight at Creative Pro. So there you go.
Well, there you go, guys. Like, you've heard it from Tony Clash himself there. It works. Like, trust the process and trust in yourself as well to make it work.
Yeah. Oh, I got a question. This is so you were an extra a few times, Johnny. What was your favorite thing to do as an extra? Was it the WrestleMania moment? Was it the doctor moment? Was it what's the?
Oh god.
I like.
Yeah,
I like
there was a few.
Entrance. That was my favorite, I think.
So, I think 3 years ago, I was one of Bray Wyatt's. What do you call them? Like sheep mask people.
Oh,
So you didn't really know it was me?
I remember that. I remember that.
And then, the WrestleMania one was cool, but at WrestlePro, like 3 days before that, I tore my hamstring and I was trying to hide it the entire time. So, standing on the edge of the stage while Batista's pyro was going off, I was just like, please don't fall, please don't fall, please don't fall. But
you've already got one where you don't want a broken ankle.
Yeah. The one where I was the doctor with VSK in Connecticut with the Sami Zayn AJ match. I think that was the coolest one just because I was out there the longest. And, like, just being, like, I was having the fans yell at me, and it was really hard, like, not reacting back to them because I was a doctor. But that was cool. And the one where Braun Strowman tipped over
the ambulance
that Roman Reigns was in, that one was really cool. That took like 5 hours to film, so that part wasn't. And this most recent one where I was with Rollins, Joe, and the AOP and all that one was pretty fun.
As well, and another thing I want to add on that, like, obviously people might know you from your Creative Pro and wrestling background as well. How hard is it to, like, try and block out those people who recognize who you are, but you have to portray, like, this completely different character?
You just block it. I don't know. Maybe give them a look, acknowledge them, and move on.
I can just imagine that. Someone like shouting, oh my god, it's Johnny, over here! And you got to, like, slightly look at him like, not right now, I don't know who Johnny is, I'm a doctor here.
You guys, no, I don't, it wasn't Mittens. It was this other kid who comes to every Creative Pro show, and a few of us were walking into the Barclays Center for extra work, and they were yelling like, "Oh, Johnny Bronson, can we get a picture?" And we were just like, "No, you can't." Like, Dean Ambrose is sitting right here.
Oh god, I can, like, just imagine the awkwardness. I'm like trying to picture it. Like, you're just sitting there, like, yeah, Dean Ambrose is right in front of me here. Like, not right now.
Yeah, I'm good. Why don't you ask him instead?
Yeah, so it's like, how do you find out you're being an extra? Do you, like, get a call from Carano, whatever his name is?
No, it's It's you just get an email from someone.
Ah, fun. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
I was at Raw at the Coliseum in, I think July was the last one, and VSK and Jack Tomlinson were facing the Viking Raiders, and everyone was chanting VSK. It was hilarious.
Yeah. See, that's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. So I hope you get on WWE again soon. Maybe even AEW extra work. That would be cool.
You never know. I've even worked for Impact.
Oh, have you?
That's where it's at.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
that's
in
really
a six-sided ring. I've wrestled in
Oh
a
my
six-sided
God,
ring before they got rid of it.
That brings back memories, though. I can't lie. I miss the six-sided ring.
I do too, but taking a bump in that was not fun, and climbing to the top rope in that was not fun because it's wider.
Yeah, and I'm guessing as well because of initial instance as well, because you're so used to a four-sided ring, like you got to rework your footwork, you got to rework everything pretty much to adjust that six-sided. Like it was a great plan from TNA to be different, but I've been thinking to myself, it must be hell for the wrestlers actually in there, like especially to those who are used
Are
to
they
it.
back to the four-sided ring now, or are they still using?
Yeah.
They are.
Oh yeah, they're back in the four-sided. Yeah, I think it was still.
What?
He said something about hated the six-sided ring.
I think a lot of them did it. The bump is harder.
Ah, okay. I see.
You know, if you look at a square, there's some give to it, but if you look at whatever the six side, there's no.
It's,
I think it's a hexagon. I failed maths, so I've forgotten.
So
yeah, but it would have been harder.
Yeah. I like the four-sided ring. The six-sided ring is cool. It just looks like a whole disaster in there. Like, you have like 5-way tag matches and all that. It's crazy. But yeah, four-sided ring is where it's at. It's always. So, was there an advice that like a pro wrestler has given you that you used, or Clash, or no? Like any pro wrestler?
I mean, that's just endless, you know.
Yeah.
Like every seminar you do, every person you meet, it's cool. I think it's a lot cooler when they go out of their way to give you feedback. Like one Creative Pro show, Jerry Lynn was there. We didn't even know he was there, and after our match, he came over. He's like, "Hey guys, great match, but I think you should." And like that was pretty cool of him to just kind of offer that and like watch the match and come tell us. I don't know. I've worked with Arn, Sanjay, Chris Hero, a bunch of them. Whatever advice you can get is it's good advice.
Yeah, like when I had a seminar with Shane Strickland, or now say Scott now, and it was a brilliant seminar. And anything that he said, I took advice, and he ended up actually pulling me out after the session and just giving me a little bit more advice, being like, "Hey kid, like you're doing really well in the ring, but you know, even the little things like your facials, or maybe when you're selling, try and like keep up the act, or keep up the fact that you know you're hurt, something like that, something similar like that, instead of like completely forgetting about it," which admittedly I did used to do. I also had a seminar with Jimmy Havoc as well, and he gave me really great advice. And you know, like any advice is good advice, but I think what you need to take away from that, if you're giving advice, is how can I put this into what I'm doing as well.
Yep. I mean, it also helps that my trainers are a WWE producer and a WWE wrestler, so kind of endless there.
That definitely helps them. 100% helps you there.
Hawkins?
And
My man.
yes, Kurt Hawkins. See, I've never been to the States, but I would love to like go to an American wrestling school just to see like what it'd be like.
Come down whenever.
I'd love to. Honestly, I'd love to come down.
Your ass.
We'll see about that, my friend. Nah, but in all seriousness, I would love to come. I'd love to come.
Dude, just let me know. Creative Pro. I'll be there.
Yeah. If Creative Pro needs some British knob, then I'm more than happy to come out and be a jobber for a day. I just get my ass handed to me by everyone there.
Yeah.
I actually would love to do that for you lot.
So
Come on down.
Clash, do you like being a babyface or a heel better? Because I know you're a heel.
I don't know what you mean. Those are just my personalities. I don't get it. What do you mean?
I'm getting buried with these questions. Yikes. Will, rebound on that question with a question. Please.
All right. Ever heard of a tweener?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Max
No,
Caster.
There you go. But like, in all seriousness, being obviously a heel babyface, whatever, what you're trying to do is, with your try and work around it, also kind of with your personality and your gimmick. But for me, what I tried to do is, when I was a bad guy, I tried to take something like in my past, if you will, like not obviously too deep, but like something enough where it reminded me of it, and I tried to like play out the way I was at the time, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, when you were a babyface or a heel, did you use like some type of like action in the past, or like something that is similar to that's happened in your own life to, you know, bring some life into the character and like bring into some realism, if you will?
I mean, when I'm out there, I'm just me. So if I'm happy, if I'm go lucky, if I'm making jokes, I wanna, you know, if you pop the boys, you pop the crowd. I'm just gonna go out there and do what I do to make my friends laugh, and I'm gonna make the crowd laugh. But I never really brought any realism into it. I think I just kind of kept building and building and building upon what I've done in the past, like character-wise, like through wrestling, to either, you know, turn or stay.
So you're very natural then.
Yeah, I guess.
That's cool. Man. That's really cool. That sounds odd, doesn't it? That sounds odd. No, but I see what you mean. And yeah, like people, they always say like the best character is you turn up to 11 or something like that. But it's good to see that, you know, your natural ability can pop a crowd, if you will, and your natural, you know, charisma can get a reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like the loudest one cheering for him when I'm there.
Is that true?
Yeah, I'm in the front row cheering. I get the look for like 5 minutes.
He gets the look.
Yeah.
He gets to look.
It's like,
Oh,
what are you
dude.
doing? Boo me.
I can't boo you. I trained with you, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's his theme song is lit. Bow Down by I Prevail. Amazing song.
That is that's
actually
the Spite theme song.
Yeah.
That is the Spite theme song. But if you want to get into my own theme song, I think
The Clash.
at least Will, I think, know very much. You know, I'm assuming you're a big fan of Will Ospreay being over there, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, so the guys who did his theme song, they used to be known as It Lives, It Breathes. Good friends of mine. They did my theme song as well, because I reached out to them. I'm like, this song is sick, elevated, whatever. I want you to write something for me that's similar to like Set Your Goals, A Day to Remember. And when they sent me the track, it was like, whoa, this might be better than Elevated. They're now known as Damnation. Anyone who wants to check them out, they're all over the place. iTunes, Spotify. They're opening for Limp Bizkit very shortly.
Ooh.
So check them out. Check them out. Give them a little plug ski.
Yeah. Best genre of music. Metal and rock. No rap. No rap in my town. I love it.
No?
Not a big fan.
Sometimes you gotta bang some old Tupac.
Hey, old rap is where it's at, but like now rap, it's like people just like dance.
I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. I think rap now is shit. But yeah, like old Tupac, Biggie, or like old Biggie stuff. Yeah, brilliant stuff.
NWA.
Which also actually leads me on to something else about theme music, which I actually wanted to know about, because unfortunately I never got the chance to actually have theme music, which I was gutted about, because that was when my career unfortunately took an end. But within theme music, like how, and those for like the new wrestlers out there who, you know, got their character but they're not sure how to really give or like feel like they have the right music, what would you take from the music? So like, how would the music fit into your character? Like, how would you choose your music?
I've only ever had one song, and it was Gaia Bleeds by Set Your Goals. And I just really liked the intro and how it like built throughout the whole song. So when it came time for me to actually like have my own custom song, which only came about because we were switching to more of like a Fight TV platform at WrestlePro, and like on Twitch and stuff for Impact, they don't like having like copyrighted music. So I was like, you know what, I should just do this anyway. But I kind of took the song that I used all these years, and that was like the example I sent them, mixed with like a few other songs, and what they came out with was awesome.
Yeah. We should
That's
talk
really
about music now because we're on the topic. You were in a band, right, Clash? I think you were, right?
Years ago.
What did you play?
Been a while.
Drums?
No, I was a guitar player.
Ooh.
Hey!
I dabbled
Sorry,
in the drums, but I sold my drum kit to get a PS3, so.
Oh dear. I'm a guitarist, I'm a bassist, I'm a drummer, and I'm also recently a pianist as well. So done something, I guess.
Be a one-man
with my life
band.
now.
Will.
Oh,
Green Day.
Last time somebody called them the one man band, they didn't really have a great start, but nevertheless,
Hey,
you never know.
better.
I could be the one man band V2. You never know.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, it's like I feel like which also sorry leads me on to my next question. It's important as well to have, other interests as well. So that obviously you want to be a wrestler and you want to be involved in the business, but you don't want to like overwork yourself. How important is it to have another like side hobby just so that you can have time to relax and like rethink yourself?
Oh man. Well, when I first started training, I was working all day. I was going straight to Creative Pro, and then I think twice a week I was going to play hockey at night, which was terrible because now I'm not home till like 1 a.m, and I left my house at 6 a.m. So when you're working yourself like that, I don't think it's good. I was getting very drained, so eventually I ended up giving up playing ice hockey, which sucks. I miss it, but wrestling a cut above. The band stuff, I haven't really given a try since I've been wrestling, so I don't know if that would work out, but I assume it's just a lot of time put in yet again. But recently, starting this Game Marks podcast, it's only once a week, sitting in my house, we play our games, we talk about our games. I think that's like kind of the relaxing like escape I need, because now all day, all I'm doing is researching the next game we're playing, trying to figure out what we're putting on Pro Wrestling Tees. It's like something else. It's like a side hustle to my side hustle, but it's relaxing.
Yeah. Go check the podcast out, guys. It's a cool podcast. I like it. So,
Thanks, Mike.
No problem, Clash. Anytime.
You can see the brotherly love from there. Yeah.
Jokes guy.
But like in all seriousness though, like yeah, you're right completely. Like it's good to have something that you can just sit back and relax and be yourself as well. Like be yourself and then do something that you also enjoy doing, which in your case is obviously the podcast as well.
Yep, 100%.
And it's like you said, the first like training wrestlers, we may got everything going for them. Like you said, you had the ice hockey, the band practice, all of that. You don't want to overwork yourself. You don't want to be leaving your house at 6 and then not coming back till at 1. You don't want to do that. So anytime you can, like, at least if you absolutely must cut something out and just relax, like ease yourself, and then you will probably get a better solution out of it, I'd say.
Yeah. Even though I think it was the past summer, I played flag football, but that was like Sunday morning, so that was actually also a little bit of like a release. Like you're outside and you're just having fun with the boys. You can go watch football after or whatever, baseball. I don't know, the real football, the one with the the ball and that you throw. And it was fun.
Oh, hold up, the real football, the one that you use your hands in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Moving on. Instead of kicking people in the balls, you're kicking a literal ball. But nevertheless,
XFL.
it all works. It works out all perfectly. But you're completely right there. But that leads me on to something else that I really quickly want to discuss, because some people, especially again newer wrestlers, may not quite understand in terms of booking. Like they may not agree with the creative process and stuff. But I don't know what it was like for you when you first started out, and you were told something, but you didn't agree with it whatsoever. For new wrestlers out there, I would like to know, how would you act in that situation? Like, if you're given something you didn't like, just didn't want to do, but you had pretty much no choice, and you had to do it, or you just disagreed with a booking decision, how would you react, and what would you do in that circumstance?
I mean, I've never really disagreed because it's like you're on the indies. You're at the discretion of the promoter or the booker or your trainer who's telling you, I think we should do this, this, this. You just sit there. You just be patient. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Then maybe in a month or two, you're going to get rewarded for doing something you didn't like. But I don't like the whining. I don't like the bitching. I don't like people now like, oh, creative sucks. It's like, what are you comparing it to? Rather than looking like, oh, wow, this was a good match. You're like, I really didn't like the way Seth Rollins' hair looked tonight. I think he needs to shave it. It's like, shut the fuck up. Just watch wrestling. Everyone needs to just watch wrestling. If every single person who commented on a WWE post said, oh, AEW is better, then AEW wouldn't have only 1 million viewers every week.
Oh, I gotta be 100% honest here. Like, I admittedly used to do that. I used to be like, "Oh, this booking is shit. Why are they doing this? Why is Roman Reigns getting the opportunity?"
Yeah, wrestling is wrestling. Whether it's WWE, AEW, it's great. Watch it for what it is. Don't complain about it, and just let it build, let it grow. And if you don't like it, turn it off. There's 1 million other things to watch.
Yeah.
I guess I never really understood that until I actually went into the business myself, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I completely agree with that. At the end of the day, all wrestling is wrestling. It's the same thing, no matter what kind, whether it be WWE, AEW, TNA, whatever it may be, it's all wrestling. We all love this one thing. No matter who's putting it on, we all love it to bits. And we'll do anything for this business because of how much we love it. Who cares if Seth Rollins' hair is no longer blonde? Who cares if Rey Mysterio's mask got a little bit undone? Who cares if Eva Marie... Okay, maybe Eva Marie, but... In all seriousness,
fuck that. Put her on TV. I want to see her every week.
Exactly. Even if Eva Marie doesn't even know how to do a proper wrist lock, I don't care. She's in the business. She wouldn't be in the business if she didn't respect it. Let's be honest here.
Exactly. Well, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I've never met her personally, but but at the end of the day, wrestling is wrestling. If you don't like it, go watch your own stuff. Like, we really couldn't care if someone doesn't want to watch because this guy's not doing this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I like that. I like that, Will. That was passionate.
I should be on the mic more often now.
Yeah. Have you been caught up with wrestling recently, Clash, or you haven't been watching?
I mean, now that I'm married and I live in a house with another person, I can't sit there and watch 12 hours of wrestling anymore. So, I give her Monday nights, you want to watch The Bachelor? Watch The Bachelor. But when Wednesday night comes along, I'm sitting on my ass and I'm watching NXT or AEW or flipping channels.
That this little Wednesday Night War, I guess you call it, or just both wrestling. It's really good. I like both of the shows. They're both putting on the best product they got, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I like watching my friends, and I also enjoy NXT. So flipping back and forth is fun.
Yeah.
I think personally, I don't think there is a war between NXT and AEW. I don't want to believe there is because it's wrestling. It's like I said about 5 minutes ago. All wrestling is wrestling. I enjoy it either way. I prefer NXT, but only because I'm very used to NXT. AEW is still a bit new to me, but I still enjoy it. I still enjoy it for what it is.
Got a shout out to friend Chris Statlander in AEW. Next woman's
Yeah.
champ.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I wanted her to win when she was facing Riho, I think it was. They had that.
It was
little
real.
feud.
Yeah.
I wanted her to win. I'd have been like, yes. Okay. That was weird. So, do you like the Fiend character, Clash, or no? Like the new.
Yeah, I'm into it.
It is something different, and I love it. Like, they referenced it when he was in his old character, just the little bits and pieces there, and I'm like, it's great now. It's, I think they should add someone else to the Funhouse, because that would be cool. But yeah, that's what I think. I don't think it's just him. There's got to be someone else there. What do you think, Will? Do you agree?
Yeah, and I like the Fiend as well because it's a different character. It's completely.
It's like one of a
it's
kind.
it's like for me, think of the Undertaker back in '92. It's completely even though there was characters and stuff, like no one had seen anything like the Undertaker before. And by the way, I should point out before you smarts get angry at me, I'm not comparing Taker to the Fiend. I'm just literally putting a scenario here. Taker 92 debuted, right? Or was it 90? Sorry, 1990 debuted. You've no one seen something like this before. Fast forward 29 years later, you get the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Now, we haven't seen a character like that since The Undertaker in 1990. Unless you count Kane, but I'm talking about...
I mean, Kane, Mankind.
Mankind, Kane, yeah. But in terms of...
Crow Sting, come on.
Yeah, all of that. But in terms of, the way he's been booked in terms of... He's looked like you could chop him in half with a knife or with anything you like, and he'd still kick out at 2. I get there's something called a Super Cena. I get that, all that, but like when the Fiend came on, it was like a completely brand new aura started as well. When he attacked Finn Balor that first night, the camera zoomed into his face. That looked like something that you'd see it in Insidious.
Yeah.
It did like give you goosebumps again, didn't it? A little bit of goosebumps because that was a real character, and not only that, Bray Wyatt himself, master at pulling off characters like this. Absolute master. He's a wonderful, wonderful wrestler and actor. So the fact that he's acting it so well is just sublime to the fact that he's just giving us goosebumps.
Yeah. Just like that's him. He did this. Like he made this character. Right?
It's all his mind. Yeah, that's his mind.
You're looking into the eyes of a psychopath when you watch the Funhouse, and that's what I like the most. It's like it's the Fiend, but he's losing his mind.
I gotta be honest though. Like when I first saw the Firefly Funhouse, I did think of. Okay, so let me explain this. So when I first saw the Firefly Funhouse, I did kind of think. I don't know if you guys remember this, but do you remember when Brodus Clay had these like promos about him being a badass, and next thing you know, he returns as a dancing dinosaur?
Yep.
It kind of reminds me of when Bray Wyatt had those promos about those puppets. That's now Mercy and Abby, and the next thing you know, you see Firefly Funhouse, and I'm thinking, they're not going to do it again, are they? They're not going to turn him into like some fun character.
And now
they got you.
They kind of did, yeah. But in the best way possible.
Yep, I feel you.
In the best damn way.
Okay, yeah. So Clash, I know you grew up with the the Monday Night Wars. What was like your favorite thing from like both brands back then, like the Nitro and Raw? Like, who were your favorite people? Like, what was your favorite storylines and stuff like that?
I started with WCW only because that's just the first one I turned on. It was between Hollywood and Wolfpack, and then the split, and then they came back together, and then Goldberg's run, and Sting came back, and the good old stuff. And then once, at some point, I think everyone just kind of switched back to the WWF.
Yeah.
You wanted to see what DX was doing. You want to see what Mankind, The Undertaker. You go to a store, you're not going to see a Goldberg T-shirt. You're seeing an Austin 316 T-shirt. So eventually, I feel like you had to come around and be like, okay, I'm going to watch this. This is better.
I was a big fan. Like I'm still watching WCW over again. I was a big fan of like the Four Horsemen, the NWO. Like before they did like the 5 different groups. It was just like crazy. And I'm gonna watch the Attitude Era because I heard it's really good and it's like insane. But yeah, I'm on WCW right now. I like it with like Raven and everything. So
and keep going, keep watching.
Yeah, I will. I'll even watch it in 2000 when it started to get bad.
Okay.
That's what my uncle did. He did like he would watch WCW live and then tape Raw, and then like once it went Attitude, he would watch Raw and tape WCW. So I think he did what like a lot of people did. So
Yep, I think I did that too.
yeah. Will, did you watch WCW or the Attitude Era?
Well, conveniently enough, I was born and then WCW died. But you know what? Like my first, it's like I started off like literally in the Ruthless Aggression era. But despite the fact my first match was Roddy Piper versus Barry Horowitz, and so like I thought, okay, how come all the stages have changed all of a sudden? And you know, I couldn't come around that. Then as I grew up and I properly started getting into it again, I was like, oh wait, there's different eras? What? There's a man walking like he's dead. There's a big yellow man. There's a man that wears a kill who ended up, you know, pretty much making me love it. But it was great. Like, you know, you see these things, and when I was watching properly, like when I first started watching, sorry, there was never any competition for WWE. So, like this is when TNA, I guess, started to come up. But let's be honest, like they weren't really going to challenge WWE. But
didn't they for like a year? No, I thought they had a little thing for like a few months.
I think for like they had something for like a good 6 months or so. But
it was a Hogan and Sting, right? That was that.
Oh no. No, that was in like 2009. I'm talking more like 2006. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like that's when I started to realize there's different eras for everything, and as well, my brothers who avidly watched wrestling as well, they knew the Hulk Hogan's, the Undertaker's, the Ric Flairs. They knew all them, and then they started like noticing me watching, and they're like, do you know all this stuff? I'm like, no, who's this? And I remember once as well, there was a Battle Royal on Raw in 2007, I believe it was, and they were watching it. I think it was a 15-man Battle Royal, and it was, I think, Triple H was in it and Carlito was in it. And I remember this because I remember walking in and they were watching it, and I was like, and they were like to me, who do you want to win? And I was like, the guy in the red. The guy in the red was Carlito. And I remember it because it was like, oh, I didn't win. You got thrown out by this big-nosed, long-haired guy. And that guy was Triple H, mind you. That guy was Triple H. So, you know, it's like, in general, I've watched pretty much most of the eras, but, oh my god, it was weird the way I started.
Yeah. Was there like a favorite moment in like wrestling history you had, Clash? Like when you were a fan, like a favorite thing you watched, like ever?
Hey, I'm still a fan.
No, I mean like back when you were growing up. Like, what was your favorite thing? Like, was there a favorite storyline or a favorite character?
Probably when Jeff Hardy faced The Undertaker in the ladder match.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was my favorite moment, probably.
Is that the one where Jeff Hardy like tried to stand up and the Undertaker like praised him? Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That and when Jeff beat Triple H for the Intercontinental title on SmackDown. No one thought that was going to happen.
Oh my god. Okay. So, yeah, no, mine was definitely the, probably, Rollins when he went heel and, like, he was a badass. Yeah.
You're really dating yourself there.
Yeah. I really don't, I only have, like, 6 years in experience, and TNA I watched for a little bit, ROH I watched for a little bit, AEW I'm watching, but yeah. It's Rollins, what was a heel, and then Bray Wyatt, just like in general, he's a badass. Even like his old character was amazing too. But once he went with Matt Hardy, he was still a badass, but I liked him as a heel a little bit better. But yeah. Will?
My favorite moment in wrestling. I don't really have like a list about
Eddie also.
Oh, Eddie Guerrero as well. You know, I can't forget that one. But I guess like if you had to choose one moment, in my opinion, I'd say just because of the emotional investment that was in it, I'd actually say, for me personally, my favorite moment was actually Kofi winning the WWE title.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The only reason why I say that is because not even 6 months ago, you wouldn't have thought Kingston would come anywhere close to the WWE title, despite for how long he's been in the company. And I think it was really cool that he finally got his comeuppance. And not only that, history being made, the first African American WWE champion. Like that's history making. No matter what Kofi does now, he's going to be in the history books forever.
Yeah. You were at that Mania, right, Clash? Yeah, you were. You were at that Mania.
Yeah, I never actually saw the match because I was lining up getting ready.
Damn. Did you see any of the matches, or were you just like getting ready?
Yeah. I was. I think I only missed that one. Whatever was after the Batista match. I came back out to see the end of the Batista match.
Yeah, it was Batista Triple H. That was a badass match. That was insane.
Let's say,
go for it, Will. My bad.
I was going to say, for 50 years, both men being 50 years old and, doing a stellar match like that, I don't care if you didn't think it was all that technical or shit like that, if you only judge on it because of technical terms, but, like, in general, that was a pretty solid match. Like, I can't lie. That was a really good match for what they can do.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. They put on a great storyline, even though it was like you knew Batista was losing. He put on a great story. He put on a good match. He put up a good fight.
And not only that, they gave us one of the most memorable memes in quite some time, which is, please just give me what I want.
Yeah, spinning into the mic. Oh boy.
To be fair, that probably helped Batista a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it met.
Well, I guess
who's playing video games while they watch?
Not me. Will, are you playing video games?
Someone's clicking a controller. I'm gonna out you.
Oh, can you hear that?
Oh no.
You're asking the video game guy if he could hear a video game controller.
Yeah, shit, I didn't think that through, did I? I put my volume on mute just in case no one heard it, but fuck, that didn't work.
Alright, what are you playing?
I'm playing FIFA, alright? Don't question me.
Playing what?
FIFA.
Oh, that's like the Madden ripoff?
Kind of. I mean, it's not wrong. It's a more shit version of Madden.
Have you played Madden before, Will?
I have, actually. I used to play... I actually enjoyed it, to be fair, but...
what team do you play as? The London Silly Nannies?
Good clever reference, but... I don't know. I can't remember the team. I can't remember the team. I'm not American. I don't follow American football too often, but I did play it.
I play as the Washington Redskins, the worst team in the league. So yeah, it's a disaster, my team. How about the Giants, though?
How about them? There's nothing to say.
Yeah, there's nothing
That's
to
what
say.
you need.
Eli,
You got nothing to say.
One of the greatest QBs, but not recently, retired. It's the Daniel Jones era now. I respect him. He's really good. Haskins is, I don't know. I guess garbage, you could say, because his line is garbage. I think Ron Rivera is going to help us, but I'm not sure. I hope so. I have my Haskins jersey on now while we record, so.
Wow.
Yeah. Die-hard Redskins fan.
I have no idea what you lot are talking about, but...
Let's talk about soccer then, something you actually know. New York Red Bull, New York City FC.
I know them, yep, I know them.
Yeah, Orlando City.
Well, someone has to, because no one watches them here.
Well, that's why we're doing your job for you. Don't worry about it. We've got David Beckham now with the new team, Inter Miami, which is...
He still plays? He's not dead yet?
No, he's only 45.
Wait, I thought he retired.
Yeah, he's retired.
Oh.
He's bringing a new club into the MLS now.
Oh.
But anyways,
You watch
enough
hockey,
about-
Will?
hockey.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Let's go Islanders.
I think the only hockey team I know, I think, are they called the LA Rangers? I think it's called.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna end this conversation.
I don't know if that's bad or not. I just know who they are.
Let's move on.
No,
Okay, what
clearly you don't.
we all
not
know
well
who the
enough.
team is.
Not well enough, unfortunately.
Yeah. So what were you about to say, Will? Because we're gonna move on from that. Because that team.
Yeah, how long are we going here? What's the time on here?
Um,
How long are we going? I haven't taken my morning poop yet.
Don't worry, I haven't done my shit or my piss yet. But
Almost an hour, I think.
yeah, it's been good so far. I've just dropped my controller. We won't mention that. But
That's what you
what
get.
I was going to say, unfortunately so. But I also wanted to follow up on the fact that some people will also say, as you're going along, that
Like he's answering every question. Like he's
little things in wrestling are so important, right?
I never had a match in front of people.
Little things are very important, aren't they?
Are you talking to me?
And
Step
everyone in
away
general.
for a second.
Yeah. Keep
Oh,
going.
shit, my bad.
Will, good job. You're doing a good job. Keep going.
Yeah, but in general, little things are really important in wrestling. So, with that being said, how important is it to remember those little things, and just to make it seem as if make the crowd believe in a way? How important is it to remember those little things, whether it be facials or selling?
You have to. Like, it's got to be like an encyclopedia in your head, like a Rolodex. Every time something happens, okay, this is what I have to do now. This is what I have to do. I have to do this way. Like within like a split second of it happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's like there is a lot to remember, but it's for the best, I guess. It's really good to remember all of it, and as you keep progressing in the business, the more you'll get the hang of it.
Yeah. I agree.
As long as you agree, Mike.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mike, you're my Lord and Savior. So if you don't agree with anything,
Thank you. I'm just here enjoying these conversations.
you're my favorite Ginger Jesus.
Thank you. You're my favorite British person.
That means so much to me.
And Johnny, you're my favorite indie wrestler. I can't forget about
Oh,
you.
thank you. Thank you.
No problem. I'm
Thank
your
you. Thank you.
favorite Ginger fan.
Yeah, of course.
In case you ever forget, another Ginger fan comes up to you and you're my favorite Ginger fan. Nope, it's Mike. Fuck off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing that in my head. I'm picturing that in my head right now. A ginger bloke comes up to you, Johnny, and is like, "I'm your favorite ginger," and then you're like, "I'm sorry, guy. I have my favorite ginger. His name's Mike."
Yeah. But Will, you should definitely check out Creative Pro. Like, even if you just wanna, they got pretty great people there. Like there's other wrestlers there too that are cool. The whole Spike crew is where it's at. Spite for life. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would love to come check you out once I'm in the States. Yeah, I probably will come check you out once I'm in the States.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Promise me, Johnny, yeah?
Yep.
That's my man. Right. I've got every question that I needed out.
Well, Johnny, do you have any questions for us? Because we have,
Ooh.
yeah, because I don't know. I just thought.
Yeah. When the hell are you gonna buy one of my T-shirts?
When I have money.
All right. Good answer.
If you pay for shipping, then I'll buy it.
I pay for shipping.
Yeah, because that way I can buy your shirt and we're clear.
So I'll make absolutely nothing off of it. Got it.
That's not what I meant. Joking.
I want to get the Spike.
ProWrestlingTees.com/Johnny Clash.
Check it out. I want to get the Spike T-shirt. I don't think I can get the Fortnite T-shirt. My brother would kill me.
And I would kill him as well.
I just want to get rid of those at this point.
Do you still play Fortnite, Johnny? Please tell me you don't.
No, it's been about a year.
Good. Good man.
Good. I didn't even stop.
That's smart. Once you're hooked on it,
Indeed.
you can't get away from it. You have to do
in other words-
do battle passes and all that.
Did you say you do it your kids?
What? No, I said the 8-year-old kids that make the battle passes.
Oh.
Passes. What?
Oh.
Oh.
Whoops.
Oh. Okay.
Slip of the tongue.
So yeah, any questions for Will, Johnny?
No, I got nothing.
Well, I guess we'll wrap it here. It was a pleasure doing this episode with you, Johnny. You're welcome back anytime. Go check his podcast out, Game Marks Podcast. He does it with his friend, what's his name? Damn it, I'll probably remember it when you say it.
Jimmy?
No, the Game Marks Podcast. The other guy.
Bob?
Close.
George!
Yeah, George!
Yay!
George
I was just
and
testing if
Johnny.
you actually listened or not.
No, I listened to it. I listened to it. I listened to the Chris Statlander one. I listened to the first one. I like it. It's something new. It's different than like your regular wrestling podcast, like us. So yeah. So go check it out. Follow him on Instagram at jclash21. Check him out. ProWrestlingTees.com/JohnnyClash or whatever jclash. Buy a shirt. Help him get rid of the Fortnite ones. Will, you got anything to say?
Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, Mike, for having me on, and thank you, Johnny, for being on. Thank you very much for that.
No problem.
And yeah, I'm back again, and probably going to lose viewers because I'm back. But nevertheless, thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe, hit that like button, and as always, don't forget, tuck your chin.